Bada boom, bada bang, bada bop. We are back today with the new EVO SL Killer. This is the TYR Maverick V1. I know a lot of sickos out there have been interested in the shoe and asking me about the shoe, and today we are gonna put some miles on the Maverick V1. So if you're looking for a new shoe, maybe you're looking for an EVO SL Killer, or you're looking for a real EVO SL, you gotta make sure you check out the Supwell app. The Supwell app is my app, and it's the best buy, sell, and trade marketplace out there. We get people who buy shoes like this or the real EVO SL. They don't work for them, so they list it on the app well below MSRP. So if you like not spending a whole arm and a leg on running shoes, if you like saving money, if you like deals, or if you want to be part of the best hobby jogger community out there, being active, supporting each other, getting after it daily, get in with us and enjoy today's video. Wednesday night dinner here. Big bowl of teriyaki tofu with the secret cornstarch recipe that makes it crispy. I guess it's not so secret anymore. Rice, and then some nice stir-fry veggies. We got to get the carb load started tomorrow, but hitting those calories hard tonight. Look at that. Bada boom, bada bang. I'll get you right. No, don't do that. You meant to knock it down? You meant to knock it down? Yeah. Oh, okay. Dude, that vest. Ronnie, come here. Look at that. She's like a cheetah girl. This is my only cup of coffee today, man. I gotta cherish it because I'm doing the little caffeine cut. This is what I do before the marathons. No coffee in the afternoons. I was talking about this yesterday. It's supposed to make the caffeine gels more effective during the race, and it's also just, it's a good thing to help improve the sleep and to not have the stimulant in the afternoon, but it's tough. So this is gonna be my only coffee. Maybe I'll get a matcha latte. Go out and grab a matcha this afternoon or something. I don't know. Caffeine taper. Down. What do you say? Down. Down. Alright, where is this thing, Ronnie? Man, another beautiful day in Mint Hill. What do you think, Ronnie? Yeah, the birds are chirping. It's about 53 degrees American. We got the blue skies again. It's just perfect. Daddy. What's up? You have a jacket. It's a vest. All right, man. We got the TYR Sport Maverick here. Shout out to Tom Lynn. Yeah. Can you say shout out Tom Lynn? Yeah. Yeah, shout out to Tom Lynn because he guessed this yesterday. I said at the end of my video, can you guess what shoe I'm going to run in? And it is indeed the TYR Maverick. So this is a non-plated daily trainer or speed shoe in the vein of something like the Megablast or the EVO SL here, the most hype shoe of 2025. Designed for speed, designed for bounce, designed for comfort. TYR is making a bunch of claims on this one. I'm super excited about it. It's supposed to be a real Megablast competitor, potentially a Megablast killer. And the Megablast is a shoe, no, you can't touch the EVOs. These are special. You can touch any of the other shoes, okay? Yeah, no babies can touch the EVO SL. We have to keep them clean for the thumbnails, okay? Okay. Yeah. Thumbnail? Yeah. She's getting a lot of mileage in those LL Bean boots. Anyway, non-plated competitor to the Aeroglide, to the Evo SL, to the Megablast. And I know the Aeroglide is technically in a different category, but I wanted to bring it out because it's one of the top daily shoes of the year. And similar to TYR, Salomon is another brand which on the road running side is not well known. And I know Salomon has the whole trail side, but TYR has other arms of their business that are super popular. I know in lifting, they are a very well-respected brand, but as we've seen with brands like even Tracksmith, who's established on the apparel side, it's hard to crack into running shoes, even if you have a really established base of customers in other areas of sports. So TYR has been known for swimming historically, and then during COVID, they made the move over into CrossFit and lifting, and they dropped a few road shoes that got some hype and buzz about a year and a half ago. And now they're doing it again with the Maverick runner here. So our assistant is just going for it. Bada boom, bada bang, bada bop. Can you pull out one of those shoes? Yeah, let's see. Woo! Hey, this is clean, man. This is the Maverick V1. They're calling this midsole foam flight time. So they actually sent me a pair of these. Now, this is not the pair that they sent me. They had my information from way back in the day, or I guess a year and a half ago, when I used to take the free shoes from the brands, and they just sent me a pair, but I don't do that anymore, so I just have it sitting in my office. Maybe I'll open it up to see what the differences are, but this is one that I bought myself off of TYR, and the reason I pulled the trigger on it and bought it was because I saw a discount code posted on the Supwell app, so I got these for around $100, which is a really good deal. I mean, half the price as the Megablast. Now, first off, right off the bat, I do not love the styling of these. It's a bit overstyled. It almost looks like a Chinese brand shoe or a knockoff brand shoe. I don't like the contouring on the midsole here. Like, what is this bump? There's just a lot of unnecessary flares, and it's interesting because their last generation of shoes, what was it called? The Valkyrie. So they had the Speedworks, and then they had the race shoe. They were so clean. I actually think I have the race shoe. Should we go grab that from my office to do a comparison? All right, let's go grab it. And we got to clean up our workstation here, right? Ah!
Ah! What's it open?
All right, it took us a good minute, but we found him. Charlie got me a few more shelves from IKEA and did some reorg in there when I was traveling last time. So things are askance, but she very nicely actually organized my office because it was a complete mess. And now it's actually kind of a mess again because I have all the trucker hats, the pre-orders. Those are shipping out. By the way, the orange hobby jogger hats, if you ordered one of those shipped out a few days ago. And if you ordered a trucker and a hobby jogger hat and or just a trucker, that will be shipping out tomorrow. Anyway, or today by the time you watch this. TYR Valkyrie Elite Carbon. This was their race shoe that dropped about a year ago. I love the styling on this. So clean, so timeless. There's nothing that feels unnecessary or overstyled on it. The lines are angular, it's sharp, it's chiseled. Just a classic looking shoe. So with this, it's just, I don't know, they made some weird design decisions. It almost looks like some sort of skin rash or something with how this is bulging out of the back. Not my favorite. And then some of the other colorways they dropped too are, I don't know, just more, just weirder looking. But what I think they're going for, and where I will give them some grace here, is I think they want this to look more like a running shoe. And running shoes typically have weird stuff going on. Unnecessary accent colors, right? Unnecessary swoopy lines. They're curvier. They're not super sharp and chiseled and angular. So that's the direction they're going for with this. Not my favorite, but this is not an aesthetics channel. I guess it kind of is an aesthetics channel sometimes. It is a performance running channel. Now, this foam here, this is supposed to be a new supercritical compound designed to compete with race foams out there. So pushing it in, it feels softer than the Megablast foam out of the box here. The Megablast almost has 200 miles. Look at this, broken in now. I am getting some more pushback, but definitely when the Megablast was not broken in out of the box, this flight time feels softer, but it still has this density to it. Let's see, where I feel like it's going to be decently protective, but man, pushing it in the front, look at that. That is very soft. And I've heard a lot of good things about this shoe. That's the other reason I wanted to check it out. It's supposed to be soft and bouncy. Upper, ooh, this could be an issue on the upper here on the back. What's that? Yeah, around the back here, this is the thing with the upper on their last shoe. Potential Achilles rubbing. We'll keep an eye out for that. But yeah, nothing really of note in terms of the construction here other than non-plated, new foam. Let's see, good rubber coverage on the bottom. We got a little bit of a cutout here. That's something that our friend, the Aeroglide, did. Yeah, that's something that our friend, the Aeroglide, did here, which created a lot of bounce off the back. And now, yeah, you can see the Aeroglide rub down here. So durability will be a question with the Maverick. Untested quantity here. New foam, relatively new brand. But there's only one way to find these things out. But first, let's get some specs. All right, assistant, Roni assistant, please. Can you put the stack checker or the weight, what is it called? A scale. It's called the scale. Can you put the scale on the ground? There you go. Wow, she really tossed that. So Roni also, I was saying the other day, she's our most petite child. She's also our most naturally athletic with the gross motor skills. She's ambidextrous with the throwing. So right there, you just saw a nice toss with the right hand, just slam the scale down. And she can also toss with the left hand too, which is pretty cool. And she's been doing it since she was, 6 months old, just tossing blocks with both hands into the block container. And now she tosses the lacrosse ball with both hands. She'll toss the football. You trying to take the boots off? Your feet are going to be cold. Okay. Should we do a quick check? Hold on. Let's see. Wow, that's heavy, man. 210 grams in the LL Bean boot. That's crazy. That is crazy. 210 grams. That's heavier. You want it on or off? All right, Megablast. Baseline here, 249 grams in the Megablast. That is very light for a daily trainer. Compare that to the Salomon Aeroglide, which is more of a standard daily trainer. Still fun, but more of a standard daily trainer. 271 grams. And then if we compare that to the Evo SL, which I know this is going to be the shoe that everyone wants to put up against the TYR Maverick, 240 grams. So very light here. Now, TYR Maverick, moment of truth, Maverick V1. Some suggestions that there might be a V2. Look at that right there. Ooh, baby. Look at that. 234 grams. So the TYR Maverick runner, disrespected, unknown brand that everybody is sleeping on, is 6 full grams lighter than the hype king of 2025, the Adidas Evo SL. Would you look at that? So getting some specs here already. That is also 15 grams. 15 grams lighter than the Megablast, the best running shoe ever created. That's wild. 234 in the Maverick versus 240 in the Evo SL and 250 in the Megablast. It's getting spicy, man. This is going to be a competition. No, don't touch those, okay? Because they're gonna fall. What's up? Hats? I heard this one quotation that stuck with me recently. It was, a healthy person has many dreams. A sick person only has one, which is to get healthy. A solo shoe tuber has many dreams. A shoe tuber with a toddler around has just won to be able to get a shot without any disruptions. Megablast stack at 185 miles, still up at 42 millimeters, man. That is beast. Let's get an Evo SL stack check at, I don't know, I don't think I've even run in this Evo SL. I basically just have this as a prop. This shoe right here is just to get a lot of clicks on thumbnails. All right, mommy's back, so Roni's going inside. You want to say bye?
Yeah.
Say bye.
Bye.
Say, I look like a cheetah girl. My little diva. All right. We will return Roni to her rightful place, and then we will commence the Hype King stack check.
Yeah.
All right, we're back. Shout out Roni, putting in work. Is almost actually the opposite of well, she is putting in work, but then it reduces the productivity of my work. But sometimes it's like that. This thing keeps going into inches. All right, Evo SL, which I think this pair has 0 miles on it. Yeah, I don't really know if I've ever run in it. Not run in it one time. 36.5 millimeters. So we'll get our stack to weight ratio going here in a second. We can throw some calculations up on the screen, but Megablast 44 millimeters out of the box, or 45 millimeters out of the box, with that weight of 250 grams. Evo SL 240 grams with a stack height of 37 millimeters. Now the tier, let's see, moment of truth, 234 grams with a stack height of, bang, look at that, 41.4. So that is a better stack to weight ratio than the Evo SL. That is a better stack to weight ratio. You're getting more foam at a lighter weight than the Evo. Man, it's heating up. I'm telling you, it is really heating up out here. Let's do a QA check on the other side. That one was a 41.4. This one here is, look at that, 41.5. Wow, bang on. And then I didn't realize I didn't do the QA check on the weight here, so let's get that. 234 on the left, right side. $235.3. Look at that. Great job, Tier. Really well put together shoe. Yeah, not the biggest fan of some of the styling choices on this, but the specs set this up to be a potential banger. Yeah. Yep. It's funny. They made it kind of look. I bought one. I told you.
Are you gonna sell the other ones?
Sell them?
Are you, or like give them away?
Yeah. Definitely. She doesn't support independent running shoe testing.
Support having money in our bank account.
Still more. What? Still more.
She needs a
What's her face? Bootstrapping a business from the ground is no joke, man. I can't tell you how many times I've emptied the bank account fulfilling merch, buying hats, even buying shoes. Man, when I bought the Saucony Endorphin Speed 4, I was literally going back and forth. Should I buy this or should I not? Because it was about to be empty in the bank account. And then that's one of the shoes in 2024 that ended up putting my channel on the map. But it's tough sometimes because I'm spending thousands of dollars. Man, last year I bought over 100 shoes. It's not cheap. Doing my taxes, tallying it up, it's gosh dang, I'm spending so much money on shoes. And yeah, even Charlie thinks I should accept the free shoes from the brands, but I don't know. I just, it's tough. It's tough. I don't know if I'd be able to do this the way that I want to do it if I'm getting the stuff from the brands. And I think sometimes it's idealistic or idealism, but man, you got to be idealistic and you got to have some idealism to start a business from the ground up and get it to where I've been able to get it now. But one of the things I'm working on is I did have a big running shoe retailer reach out, and there's potential to be able to get the shoes from them, which could be an interesting setup because then I'm not getting it from the brands, but I don't have to spend thousands of dollars each month. I mean, thousands of dollars on these shoes. But yeah, it is a little silly that TYR sent me a pair and then I ended up buying another pair. But I mean, what's the point of having principles and values in a system if you don't stick to it? And man, that's the message I've been trying to beat into everybody's heads recently, man. Sometimes we feel like the system's not working or the system's failing, but that's when it's more important than ever to stick to what we know, stick to what we believe in, stick to what we deep down in our hearts feel is the best way. That's the mileage system. That's the Supwell system. That's the way I've been able to get this business to where it is now. That's the way I've been able to get my running to where it is now. Just the ruthless consistency, man. My first tattoo on the inside of my left bicep, you know what it says? Fit via we. It's Latin. It means the path is made with power, or the way opens through strength. It's just brute force. It's brute force. It's not for everybody, but it's the way that I know that works. So shout out to everyone else brute forcing it out there, buying shoes that their wife doesn't want them to buy. The difference is, for me, it actually does mostly turn into a profitable business venture. If you're just spending money on shoes, it's probably not going to be a profitable business venture for you, so I can't really help you there. Anyway, TYR Maverick on foot. One of the things that I should have said, but I guess I can say now, is these TYR shoes are supposed to have an anatomical fit and a wide toe box. So that is very notable up here. It is nice and wide and forgiving. However, lacing these up, when I was going on that whole entrepreneurial spirit spiel and venting about how Charlie doesn't want me to buy shoes because I can get them from the brands. The other thing about that is if I got these from TYR, would I have said that the midsole looks to me like a skin disease or a rash? I don't know, but then what I think about is how much is that adding to the analysis? But then if I'm second guessing in the back of my mind, oh, should I be saying this or should I not because it's going to offend TYR? I don't know. Then that's a tough spot, right? So I don't know. But you know what I do know? Nobody ever became a millionaire from running shoe reviews. Not that that's my goal, but the running shoe reviews is not going to be the part of this business that's successful. It almost feels like this is a public service, the running shoe reviews. So I'm just waiting for the Supwell app 2.0 to be launched because that's the part that can actually make some money off of this. Anyway, this is turning into just, I don't even know. But what I was going to say is lacing this thing up, this upper has this really weird starchy feel to it. Should we get an upper ASMR for you? Yeah, I am not a fan of the feel of this upper at all. Very rigid and stiff. It's just a weird fit and feel. It feels normal in terms of the length and the width and everything, and even nice in the toe box, but this upper is just super odd. It's just very structured. It'll be interesting to see how it does when we run it. And then this midsole is not actually as soft as I thought. It's more Megablast Evo SL than I expected. I thought this was going to be slightly softer, but it's not. Let's get one of those viral squish tests. Hold on. I don't know how people get these things to squish. I can't even do it right. It's harder than it looks. yeah, not super squishy. Not super squishy. I don't know. Walk test. All right, I feel like I need to reserve judgment until I fully run in it, but it just has this stiffness to it from the upper to the midsole that I wasn't quite expecting. I was thinking it would be a touch softer underfoot, not bad, and then the geometry, I don't know, it's very stable. It is very stable. That's something that's going for it, but the geometry feels slightly different than I expected as well. It almost feels like a gym shoe underfoot. It very much feels like a running shoe made by a gym shoe brand. But we will take it out for some miles. Plan this morning, 8-mile run. I am 3 days out from the race now. Race is Sunday. Today is Thursday, so just nice 8-mile run, some aerobic mileage. Maybe I'll throw in some strides if I'm feeling it. I've got to go change. Charlie's coming to pick up some mulch, putting in work over there. They're doing some yard work. Yeah, I got to go change out of my sweats, and then we can hit the road. Oh man, it's a non-plated massacre at the shoe market today. Hi. Hi. We are off in the Maverick. All right. This is good, man. This is good. Feels somewhere between the Evo and the Megablast. Just jogging impression here. I would say the geometry is a bit more similar to the Megablast in the heel, but the foam definitely not as energetic. Has more of that Evo feeling where it really wants me to put something into it. But yeah, I can tell this is gonna have some nice higher end speed. The bounce is good. The pep is good. And it feels very similar to a daily trainer with the comfort and just the feeling of the foam. It's not too aggressive like the Evo. Yeah, this is good so far. I'm a fan. His foam is nice. Man, another house for sale on the golf course. Yeah, the ride of this is nice, man. Good bounce, smooth, decent comfort. Also, the more power I'm putting down into it, the softer it feels. And the forefoot also surprisingly has a good snap. It almost feels like it has a plastic plate. Mile 1, 7:55. This is good, man. Energetic, easy to turn over, good geometry, and no weirdness. That's a low-key part of the shoe that you can't say about the EVO SL for me. And it might even have a slightly more normal feel than the Megablast. Definitely not as energetic, but just feels more like a daily trainer. I'm a fan so far. Mile 2, 7:21. Feeling nice in these, man. Just an enjoyable shoe to run in. This is what I was saying about the Vomero Premium the other day. Something like this has more than enough cushion and protection for me. And it's just a lot easier to turn over. Yeah, this is a great shoe, man. This is a great shoe. It's a bait. Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. It's a bait. Man, every time one of these shoes come out, just makes me really think that whole Pegasus class of shoes is dead. Pegasus, Cumulus, 880. Now I know they're super popular, and I've talked about this before. People don't always want something bouncy, but when it comes to your daily trainer, every brand needs something like this now. You have to have a non-plated daily trainer that's lightweight with a bouncy foam. You have to. This is a great example of what that type of shoe should be. And it's only $100. Crazy. $100 with the tier discount. Might pull up in the Maverick. Why you hating on me? That's a bad shtick. My hat and my shirt, Supwell Fabrics. 2.0 is coming soon, so the Supwell app's lit. A lot of boys talking. Looks like a clown convention. I'm gonna pull up to the race with bad intentions. I might drop a freestyle in the new tier. Failure and death, the two things that I fear. If I see a barefoot mafia member, I'ma drink his tears. Listen up, little boys. I'll make it crystal clear. It's the mileage getter. I'm not a hybrid athlete, so I don't litter. Might pull up in the nut cutters. It's the young wig splitter. These bars over your head like a wig fixture. Don't play with me. Halfway through here, mile 4. Rolling in the low 7s. Best I've felt all week. Are we rounding into form? Are we rounding into shape? I don't know, man. I don't know. So I'm finally thinking about starting a run club. I just hit that hill pretty hard, so I'm breathing, but it's gonna be called the Keyboard Elite. If you're watching this channel, it's probably not for you, but there's a few people, definitely a few people. Keyboard Elite's prerequisites, 10 or lower miles a week. But then you also have to make 10 or more comments about what other people should be doing on their training per week. So if you don't run at all, but you like telling other people what to do, you might be a good candidate for the Keyboard Elite. And what we're gonna do is the only run club where you don't run at all. So we're not gonna run, we're not gonna train, we're not gonna race, but we're gonna wait for other people to race, and we're gonna critique other people who are faster than us and just say what they should have done. So if you're interested in the Keyboard Elites,
let me know. Think about starting it up next week. Mile 5, 6:54. Went over their head like a chandelier. Over their head like a shingle roof. Over their head like a Jaylen Brown dunk yamming on them. Dude, this is so good. This is so good. It's in between the Aero Goat and the Megablast. I love it. I love it. Yeah, Keyboard Elites first meeting. They're gonna be next week under the comment section of Clayton Young's video. Whatever video he ends up putting up next week, we're just gonna point out all the things he's doing wrong. Next week after that, we're gonna meet up on Ben Felton's channel. I'm sure he'll start training for something soon again after his awesome 223. So we can just point out everything Ben Felton is doing wrong with his training. After that, we're gonna go to Philly Bowden's channel. I hope she gets well soon, and we're gonna tell her everything she's doing wrong on her recovery grind that she'll be doing differently. So it's gonna be fun, man. You don't have to run it all, but we can critique all the things other people are doing. It's gonna be great. Keyboard Elite, let's go. I just came up with a brilliant slogan. You ready for it? Keyboard Elite, low mileage or no mileage. Boom. There we go. That's the only criteria to join the Keyboard Elite, and being incessantly annoying about what other people should do despite no personal experience. Oh man, I think God is telling me to take it easy on him because I'm getting that side stitch again. He doesn't want me to talk trash. I don't know, man. It's not me, it's the shoes. The best shoes, they just get me talking. It's like that Emily Dickinson poem about how the creative spark is like a lightning rolling through her, and she has to run to get it out of her fingertips onto the pad. And a lot of low mileage boys out there have no idea who Emily Dickinson is. Let's go, baby. Got it back today. Feeling right. Yeah, 6:46 pace. Heart rate is where it should be. Effort is where it should be. Rounding into shape. And the Keyboard Elite, she got me fired up. Man, it's nice to have the legs snapping off the ground. What do I always say, man? A bloop and a blast. A bloop and a blast. Let's go. Let's go. What do I always tell them about the mileage? What do I always tell them about the mileage? Had to grind out the mileage and stay patient. Now I'm dancing in my white shoes. Usher Raymond. I get more love in my city than a statesman. Oh, that's Charlie's friend, Ashley. Feeling like Obama because I run and give orations. Don't play with me. A lot of these guys don't even know what oration means. Their first grade education. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. 7th grade education max, or equivalent intelligence level to join the keyboard elites. If you can read at an 8th grade level, if you can string together full sentences, if you know how to use a period, not even a comma. Commas are tricky. A lot of people put commas where semicolons should go. Trying to string together 2 sentences with a comma. I'll give that a pass. But if you know how to use periods, do not apply for the keyboard elites. You're not gonna get in. Mile 8, 6:42. Moving. Feeling good too, feeling smooth. And the TYR Maverick. You know what TYR stands for? Tokyo Rubbish. These are the Tokyo Rubbish Maverick V1s. And a lot of rubbish was spoken today. A lot of boys' souls were broken today. I know a lot of people were happy to see me down. We're back up. We're outside. The sky is blue. The paces are dropping. Let's go. Don't disrespect the mileage. Don't you ever disrespect the mileage. Ah! Nice 8-piece, man, and I felt like I could have gone more. I was building strength at the end. That's how you know the mileage cut and the taper is working. When you finish the runs feeling stronger than you started them, when you want to keep going, that's an effective taper right there. Let's go. You got a Tokyo Rubbish, bro. Tokyo Rubbish. I didn't say it yet. Can I say it? Can I say it? Banger. It's a banger. Man, this is like if you combined the EVO SL, the Aero Goat, and the Megablast. And I'm not saying it's better than those shoes, or it's like the best qualities of those shoes, but it has a lot of similar qualities of those shoes. And it's somewhere in the middle. The foam toe off and the firmness reminds me a lot of Evo SL and Megablast. This rocker is very Evo SL-ish. I didn't end up doing any strides, but this back part here, very Aero Goat-ish, with how when you land on the heel, you get that bounce. Also the cushion and stack and the underfoot comfort without being weird, Aero Goat-ish. And then it does have a similar firmness to the Megablast and just the overall vibe of it as a daily trainer designed for pace. Man, so good. Let's get the specs here. I think my average is only going to be did it say a 705? I was hammering some 640s at the end, but I guess we did a nice progression there. Let's see. Yeah, 706 pace. Finish feeling really strong. 822, average 150 heart rate. We were just going to town there at the end. That was a good run though. Dude, I'm seriously gonna throw this tripod out. There we go. Yeah, these are fun. They're comfortable. They're bouncy. And they're just great for mobbing out there. They felt good at the beginning for more of a relaxed pace, and then they felt good for more of those steady zone 3 miles. And I think that's where this is really going to excel, similar to how a lot of people use the Evo SL and the Megablast to a lesser extent, just getting out there and having a good time running. It's a zone 3 champion, and I love that it's so simple. Simple construction, no plate, just a really good foam, and it gets the job done. Banger. It's hard to get these pure white shoes on the camera because they just get overexposed. But man, it is another beautiful day here.
I actually still need to get some Morton for the race, and I need to get another SD card. I think this one only has 27 minutes left on it, is what it told me up here. So hopefully I'm not yapping for 27 minutes. That's an internet word, man, yapping. The crows are yapping today. But yeah, it's a beautiful day, and hopefully I can get out this afternoon to go pick up those two things, take the top off the Jeep, and just cruise around, man. Nothing makes me happier. Nothing makes me happier. And I always think back to 2022 when I'm having a rough patch of running. Because that was my toughest year, man. And that was the year where I ran my first marathon, but in the lead up to that, I got injured. I got super sick. I didn't have a job. And then my Jeep got totaled, and it was all within the span of a month. And that was super hard, man. And yeah, I loved that Jeep, my first Jeep. It was a gray JL Sport. It was base model JL, but I put not 35s, probably about 33s on it, BFGs. I sticker blasted it, and it was the base model, but it had the safety package, so it had the nice LED taillights, and also had the safety features. And then I had the winter package, so I had the heated steering wheel and the heated seats. But I got a really good deal on it because I bought it in 2020. So I absolutely loved that thing. It was the one thing where, man, I could just take the top off and cruise. No matter how good of a day I'm having or a bad day I'm having, I just love getting out in my Jeep and driving. And so when that thing got totaled, man, that was just like the icing on the top of the cake, or the cherry on top of the ice cream sundae of just terribleness. So I can always look back at that when I'm having a rough patch and say, man, it's not as bad as that, thankfully. I mean, some things certainly are worse than that in life, but yeah, just in terms of my running, man, not too bad. And now I got the new Jeep and everything, so thankfully the insurance wrote a great check for that. And that's the thing, if you buy a used car, and the way I nerd out about shoes now is the way that I used to nerd out about cars. So I searched and I searched and I searched for months to find a really good deal on this Jeep, and it was probably about $5,000 to $6,000 lower price than it should have been. Got a really good deal, and then when it got totaled, they cut me a check for $10,000 more than I actually bought this thing for, this base model Jeep. So I was able to get the one that I have now. That's the story behind the hobby jogger wagon. So whenever I drive that thing around, I just remember where it came from, man. It came from the darkness. A lot of people don't know about the darkness. But today, we're in the light, or we're kind of in the darkness because of how I've had to set up this camera ISO here. And this is actually the shutter speed that I've adjusting there to make sure we have the nice lighting today. So I think it's appropriately chiaroscuro. We have some, it looks like half of my face is in the light, half is in the darkness, and that's actually how I've been feeling recently. But if you take a look at the TYR Maverick runner, we can put this entire thing in the light based on how we hold it, or we can put the entire thing in the darkness based on how we hold it. It's like the moon, right? It's like if you have a full moon, and then if you have this would be a waning gibbous, this would be a half moon, this would be a waning crescent, this would be when the moon disappears, and then it goes all the way back, and then you get the waning crescent, the half moon on the other side, and the waning gibbous. Anyway, let's throw up the run today. 8 miles in the Tokyo Rubbish Maverick V1. Nice progression run, nice aerobic run. So started off around 8 flat. My goal today was just get the legs moving, get them popping and snapping off the ground. Now, I don't want to run a workout, another workout 3 days out of before the marathon, but I do want to get some turnover in and feel like I am running strong. Build that confidence up, get the swagger up. All right, so that was the goal of today. That's why I wanted to pull this. I have other shoes that I could have run in. I could have run in a stability shoe. I actually asked people to guess yesterday what shoe I was going to run in, and somebody said Saucony Tempest. Saucony Tempest. That was the funniest one. That's one that made me laugh. Shout out to Tom Lynn, who got this right. But for this type of run, shoe was absolutely perfect. It felt great across the range of paces. So starting off around a 750 or an 8 flat, that's a nice relaxed aerobic pace for me. Felt like it could handle that. And then getting faster, getting deeper into that run, I'm getting more snap from the foam. I'm getting more bounce. But the nice thing about it is there's not a whole lot of aggression. So what I was saying up there, some of the three best non-plated training shoes of the year, the AeroGoat, the EVO SL, and the Megablast, it really feels like this was purpose built to take a bite out of all those markers. Now, maybe not the Aeroglide so much. TYR actually sent me, when they did send me the other pair, they emailed me as well all this information about what they were trying to do with this. And I think they're going for that Rebel type of shoe as well. I mean, this is miles and miles better than the Rebel. This is so much beyond the Rebel. And that's really what this was making me think of, man. And I was saying out there too, if you think about the more standard daily trainers, the Cumulus of the world, the Pegasus of the world, and I would throw the Rebel in there as well. Oh, getting active, man. He was in some 361s. I've been seeing more stuff pop up about 361s. I was following Jog on Crygo on Instagram, and on his story, he had something about the 361s. He had a whole breakdown of them, so I've actually never tried one of those shoes, but another underrated low-key brand here. But yeah, the Rebels of the world, man, and especially the Rebel, this is just so much better than that. This is a legit foam, and I know that's going to be the... That was on purpose. I'm just trying to make sure that my mental acuity is there. There's going to be a lot of questions about this flight time foam, how it performs, how it stacks up. So, ride experience of the flight time foam. Dead on in that Goldilocks zone. Slightly softer than the Megablast. And the quality to it here versus the Megablast as well is, with the Megablast, I always feel some like it's wanting me to run faster. Now with this today, I personally wanted to push the pace some and wanted to run faster, and it was letting me do that, but it wasn't encouraging me as much. It wasn't pushing me as much. So it's a positive and a negative, right? The trade-offs. If we did a speed test, an instrumented speed test where we did a heart rate monitor or a VO2 max measurement or something, and we did efficiency testing, this versus the Megablast, I would put my money on the Megablast testing as a more efficient, speedier shoe. This slightly more relaxed shoe. So if we think about Evo, Aeroglide, Megablast, in this, I would go Aeroglide is the most relaxed, then you have this, then you have Megablast, and then you have Evo SL. Now, Evo SL is the most aggressive because of the geometry. Actually, the Megablast has better speed capability because of the foam, but regardless, this is in the middle, right? It's not as relaxed as a standard daily trainer, but it's faster than something like a Nova Blast, right? So this almost feels like the best version of what a Nova Blast could be, especially given that Asics is coming out with all these other Blast shoes and they're pushing the Sonic Blast to be more of the snappy, fast shoe, and they want the Blast family to be fast. This feels like the best version of what that could be, a fun, fast, daily shoe with good cushion in the heel, with decent support, no stability issues whatsoever. That also feels good for up to an hour. Now, if we look at this run today, this is on the shorter side for what I would typically do for an aerobic run, 8 miles, or I think it was 50 something minutes, had to be at around 56 minutes, 57 minutes, because I was averaging around a 7-flat pace. So typically I'd be going 10 to 14 miles in the morning. This is a taper week, so I'm not. I will 100% be putting this through some long run testing or double day testing to see how it does for that. But I've got to say, at the end of the run here, it was not fatiguing. And a lot of the basic shoes like the Pegasus and the Cumulus, once you get to 30 minutes, or even the Clifton, which I really like as a comfort shoe, but a lot of these shoes, once you get to 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour, the Vomero 18 is a great example, they start fatiguing. They either get gummy or they go flat or they feel like they're sapping your energy. With this, it was the opposite. The deeper I was getting into that run, the better it felt. Very similar to the Megablast and the Evo SL. The Evo SL is a shoe where I don't love it for the relaxed miles, but I've done 30-mile long runs, 20-mile long runs in that thing, and it's great. The more miles I put in it, the softer it feels, the bouncier it feels, similar to the Megablast as well. Difference with the Megablast is just that firmness, right? Sometimes it feels like with that firmness underfoot, you gotta be pushing the pace, whereas with this thing, it didn't. So yeah, the ride experience, the bounce is there, the comfort is there, the smoothness is there. I don't really have too many demerits to highlight here. I think the one thing that I really noticed is on the step-in feel, this insole is just awful. And that was the thing when I was lacing it up. I was saying this just does not feel too comfortable. I don't love this upper material. I know that's a minor thing, but it almost felt like putting on a topo or something with, you get the wider toe box, but just not a very forgiving upper. Now, because it's wider and more voluminous, it doesn't need to be forgiving, but it's just it's an odd material choice. It does not feel like a performance running upper material. It's stiff, it's starchy, and then the insole here, so not only is the material firmer and scratchier of the insole as well. It just feels very workmanlike. It feels like putting on a work boot or stepping into a pair of Blundstones. So not a soft and comfortable step and feel at all. I mean, so this insole is this glued down? No, it's not. Yeah, I would maybe consider switching this out, and maybe I'll do that for the next run, because that was really the one area where I could just feel it. It's super thin. It's super thin and cheap, and it's a small thing. This is kind of nitpicking here, and if you're buying the shoe, you likely have another pair of shoes, or maybe you just even invest in an insole. And oh, what is that thing? The Super Feet insole with the new carbon plate? That would be cool to test in here. But yeah, I do think this would be a big upgrade to put something else in. But for the price you're paying here, what is it, $150 MSRP and on sale right now? It just came out, but on sale right now, you can get it for $100. That is a very minor critique. So at $100, and let's call it average $130, because sometimes it'll be on sale, sometimes it won't. If the average typical price of this, $130, man, this has got to be the best deal shoe out there right now. It's a legit performance runner. I'm excited to put some more miles on it. Yeah, not too much to highlight here in the way of complaints. It has a lot of the qualities that I like about some of the top non-plated shoes out there. Felt like it had plenty of speed. I didn't do any strides to fully test how it felt at those paces, but as I was getting faster, picking it up, I think my fastest mile was around a 640. It felt great. So with that, let us close it out with the 3 questions that we always ask and answer on these first run reviews. First, how does this do versus its intended purpose? So this is explicitly designed to be an EVO SL killer, a Rebel killer, a Nova Blast killer. TYR wants to make a statement, man. Their first shoes, the Valkyrie Speedworks and the Valkyrie Carbon Elite, were good, but they also came out at a time where the market was pivoting and shifting away from that beaded PIBA compound. So while they were good, and I liked them, and they felt very much like Speed 5 or Speed 4 killers and Endorphin Pro 3 and Pro 4 killers, the market just leapfrogged what they were doing and landed onto the aliphatic TPU foams, landed onto these new compounds. So now this is their answer to that market shift. And with that, it does a beautiful job at executing it. Man, you don't need a plate here. It's a beautiful example, again, of doing more with less. Very lightweight shoe at 236 grams. It doesn't feel like a lot of shoe on foot, but you get the good foam and protection. It doesn't feel bulky or clunky, and it has a lot of bounce. And for my preference, it really excels, because the EVO SL, what I always highlight about that shoe is that the geometry of it, it just puts you up on your toes a lot. And if I'm gonna be hammering and getting up on my toes, I'm just gonna go for a carbon shoe. I'm gonna go for a speed shoe, right? Or I'll go for, I was gonna say something like the Mizuno Flash or the Adidas Boston, that category of shoes, because the Evo is not. So this does a nice job blending the daily trainer comfort with this speed shoe quickness, which is what the EVO SL also does, but to me, it's just one step behind when it comes to the daily trainer comfort. I do have to say though, in terms of this being an EVO SL killer, the upper fit is definitely better, but very similar step and feel to the Evo. All that stuff I was just talking about the insole feeling firmer and it just not feeling like this super comfortable experience when you put it on. Those are the same issues that the Evo has. So maybe they did it to be more similar to the Evo. Maybe they think people like uncomfortable step and feels on fast shoes. I don't know. Anyway, question number 2, how does this compare to the other shoes in the category? So like I was saying, it blends standard daily trainer comfort and capability with the speed shoe quickness. So I will put this up against not only the Megablasts and the Evos of the world, but the Nova Blasts and the Rebels of the world. And with the price point, $100 to $150, you can even put that up against the 880s of the world, the Cumulis of the world, and, or I guess it would just be Cumuli of the world. OCEOMO, a lot of people know that. A lot of people don't know that either, because they never took second declension studying seriously. It's the downside to talking rubbish. Sometimes I just forget what I'm saying. You could even compare it to the Cliftons of the world, right? So with that frame, I actually did some walking around in this guy to upload some footage for Grant. We're testing out a new format on Instagram for the glamour shot videos. I'm really trying to get our Reels strategy down on Instagram, by the way, because the posts have just been going bonkers and the account's going crazy. The Reels haven't figured out how to make them hit. is almost like the same thing that's holding back the channel, is holding back the Instagram. My biggest strength is my biggest weakness. That's how it goes, right? The nonsensical talking and the rambling, it works well on the channel here. But then when we clip it off for the Instagram, it's not what people want. You gotta have, I think, the information all packed in quickly. So hopefully the new Instagram Reel strategy will be more successful than what we're doing now. Anyway, I was walking around in this. It is comfortable enough, and I really do think that switching out the insole will make it a lot more comfortable than it is right now for everyday use and also for jogging. So that's the main demerit or downside when we compare it to the standard daily shoes. Something like a New Balance 880 or a 1080 is going to have more step-in comfort, probably a better feel for jogging. But versus the speed shoes, man, this is great. It reminds me a lot of the AeroGo with the geometry, with the heel feel, with the bounce, but even quicker than the AeroGo and even more speed capable than the AeroGo. I don't feel that I stretch this to the limits. Like with the AeroGo, that I think the sweet spot for that is around 7 flat to 650, 640. With this, I think I could have gone down to 610, 6 flat and really given it a run for its money. So faster than a lot of the daily trainers out there. Now, if we compare it to the Megablast, maybe I'll do a head-to-head. Doesn't feel like it has just the same high-end speed, but there's only one way to find out, so I'm just speculating here. And again, this just goes to show I paid $100 for this. I think it was $109 with the discount code, and I'm comparing it to a shoe twice its price. So a lot of value here, which brings me to question number 3. How does this compare to everything else on the market? One of the best value shoes in a true, what feels like could be true do-it-all shoe. We'll have to do more testing on it, but doesn't feel like there's any really glaring issues. The comfort is good, the speed is good. It felt great for an hour-long run today, which doesn't tell us everything, but suggests that it's gonna be good for 2 hours, 2.5 hour runs. Really feels like a highly capable shoe. I think the biggest issue here is just the brand. Straight up, not a lot of people are gonna be checking for this because it's a tier. I mean, you look at what we do with Skechers on the Instagram, when we put it in the power rankings, people laugh all the time. And people say, how can you put a Skechers above a Nike? How can you put a Skechers above an Adidas? So people are brand snobs out there. Not a lot of people are gonna buy this because it's a tier. That's a fact, which is a shame because it seems like a really good shoe. And you have the Megablast, which is also really good, but twice the price. You have the Evo SL, which is good, but not as good as everyone thinks it is. There's a lot of downsides to that shoe. This cleans up a lot of those issues, and especially with the additional comfort on the heel here, plus the ability to get up on the forefoot, it seems like it's a shoe that's going to work well for a lot of people. So lots of capability. I also think this isn't going to be as polarizing as some of the other popular shoes out there. There's very little to it that feels jarring, or that it's not spiking huge in one area. It just comes together really well. It's decently comfortable, decently smooth, decently fast. A true all-rounder that can find a place in any runner's rotation. So if you just bought the Megablast or if you just bought the Evo, I would pass this up. But if you're looking for that do-it-all shoe, if you've been considering the Megablast but you don't want to pull the trigger on a $220 shoe and you haven't been able to find a pair on the Supwell app, I would give this a try. I'm not saying it's as good as the Megablast or better than the Megablast, but first run right here, it's suggesting it has the potential to be great longer term. There's only one way to find out though, and with the Megablast, I mean, that thing has already paid me back for the money I spent for it because I have it up at 185 miles right now, or I think maybe even 190 miles because I was running it again this week. So for me, that's like the equivalent of if you put 400 miles on a shoe in 3 months, because I typically don't take shoes past 100 miles. So we will see with this thing. I mean, we'll also see how interested people are in it, because if this video gets 17 views, it's going to be hard for me to keep running in it, because it is a business and I do need to try to make some return on the money that I spend on these shoes. And it's just completely asinine that I bought this shoe even though TYR sent me it, but that's the business. That's the way I'm operating the business. I buy all the shoes. We're 100% independent. We don't take money from the brands. We don't take the products from the brands, and we stand on the business. That's how it goes. So there you go. There's your 99% unbiased review. I don't know what I'm going to do with the other pair that they sent me. I think I'll maybe send it to somebody, or Maybe I'll compare it to this. I think that would be fun to compare it to this and see on the press pairs, are they doing anything different versus what they're doing with this. And yeah, shout out to TYR actually for sending it to me, even though I didn't use that pair and I bought my own. They did put some respect on the channel. A lot of the brands don't put respect on the channel, and I don't even know if a lot of the brands know that we exist, even though we're sending hundreds to not, if not thousands of sales their way. That again, that's just the way I've set up the business, man. Giving Running Warehouse hundreds of thousands of dollars in revenue per year, and I'm still buying the shoes from Running Warehouse. Make them make sense. Maybe I'll fly down to TR. A lot of people ask me, and a lot of the brands actually, it's funny, a lot of these small running shoe brands have DM'd me on Instagram, and they're asking me, am I going to TRE? And I've been saying no, because you got to think about again, it's a business. Am I going to spend $3,000 to $4,000 to go fly out to San Antonio, be away from my family again? And it's not even in Austin anymore, right? It's in San Antonio. No shade to San Antonio. Shout out Midlife Runner. I don't know anything about San Antonio, but I love Austin. San Antonio is a mixed bag. Who knows what's going to be going on down there? Am I going to pay $3,000 to $4,000 to go down there, and then I just give free promo to all these brands? I just show their new products and give them all a bunch of free marketing. Is that a good business decision? But if I flew down there and tried to get a new deal with somebody, or maybe then I can get the shoes from a running shoe retailer, maybe we do a new partnership for the Supwell community, get some sort of discount code for the people, that could be good. So maybe I'll be like LeBron James back in, what was it, 2007? We'll have a decision. I'll line up the hats on the table from different running shoe retailers, and maybe I'll become a free agent. Yeah, I'm sick of giving these brands free promo, man. Anyway, TYR Maverick, it's an A. We'll see if it can go up to A+. Complete banger. I highly recommend it. Yeah, especially if you can get it at that $109 price point. I don't know if the deal is still active. It's worth giving it a shot. I actually don't even think I had to put any discount code on it. I think their entire shoe section was just for sale, or on sale. It was like 30% off or something like that for the entire shoe section, or 20% off. So yeah, Maverick V1 banger. Highly recommend it. That is all I have for you today. I'll be back tomorrow with another video. Man, you know what the best part is of going every day? Is that every day it's another chance. It's another chance to have a good day. You get to turn the page, you put yesterday behind you, you keep it rolling, and it might not be a good day, or it might be a great day. Today was a good one, man. That's the best part of going every day. Imagine if I only made one video a week and I had to spend a whole week editing a video of a terrible workout. That would be horrible. That would be so bad. Well, no, we up. You're gonna bury those bad days yesterday. Keep it rolling. Keep it rolling. Talk your rubbish. Lunch today, I've been trying to show a lot of what I'm doing to fuel up. So another massive pasta bowl. This is the Goodles brand. I had 2 boxes of the Goodles mac and cheese with some peas, which is more carbs and protein, and then pineapple jalapeno Beyond Sun sausage. I also had a massive glass of OJ after the run, a piece of toast, and a banana. And now is the time where I really need to start pushing. I'm hungry. I can feel I haven't had enough calories today, so really start pushing this afternoon, and especially this dinner. Load up on calories on dinner, and then second dinner, maybe get some, I don't know, some toast afterwards, or some pancakes or waffles, just something to keep that carb intake super high, make sure the glycogen stores are topped up going into this weekend.